Okay, this is Darlos9D, and welcome to the second demo of Homestrife. This time I put together a list of things to talk about, so I'm not sitting here going, so hopefully we can get through this pretty quick. I'll get right to it. First of all, let's talk about all the new movement stuff. Just as far as animations goes, we have the new crouch transition animation. We have the standing turn animation, the walking turn animation, and then the running turn animation. And then we also have the running stop animation. The way the turn animations work, it's like if you're just standing there, it does the normal one. But if you're walking, if you like stop walking but then hit the other direction in just a few frames after stopping moving, it'll trigger the turn animation instead of the regular one. But if you stop long enough, it'll just go with the normal turn. Same thing with the running. Right now, I've had someone suggest to me that the run turn or the walking turn actually animation is a bit long. It's a bit much of a delay for just turning around from walking, since it should probably be equivalent to like the standing turn. Since there's really no reason to delay you that much, so we're probably going to shorten the length on that turning animation. Let's see. As for jumping, we now have a jump startup animation, which is pretty quick, kind of hard to see, but it's there. You see, you can barely see it when it's there. It's the uncolored part. And we have a jump startup animation in the air too. You can kind of see it there too. And you've probably already seen the jumping peak animation where it kind of goes from rising to falling, so it's not so abrupt anymore. Also, there's also a backwards jump, both rising and peak animation. But the falling animation is the same for regardless of which direction you're going. Also, finally, before we had the forward air dash like that, but now we also have the backward air dash. I always threw myself off the stage. So that's about it for the movement. Now we also have blocking. Blocking. Oh, and here we get to see the interface for the current interface for setting up your controls. The way it works is that you can set like the different directions individually if you do keyboard presses, or if you're using a controller. The game supports controllers now. When you're inputting the directions, you can hit either like the D-pad or a joystick, and it'll automatically assign all four directions to that stick or pad that you hit. Then you assign the rest of them accordingly. So yeah, we have jump. So anyway, back to the abilities. We have blocking. You can block high or low, and you can block in the air. And obviously that's used to block attacks. And like a traditional fighter, you have to like block certain attacks high, certain attacks low. But air blocks will block anything pretty much. There's no like high or low air attacks. So it's easier to block in the air, but also you're moving around a lot. Right now, if you block in the air, you can actually turn around in the air, which normally you shouldn't be. Like if you jump and try to move backwards, you just move backwards without turning. But if you actually block, you'll turn around, which you're not supposed to be able to do. When you jump and block, you'll just block in the direction you were initially facing when you jumped. And then if someone attacks you from behind and you're holding the opposite direction, you'll then turn around and block, but not until the enemy's attack actually connects with you. Next up is attacking. We have all the ground attacks. Well, we have all the light. We all have all the light ground attacks. We have the neutral one. Got the forward one. Got the upward one. And then we have the down one, which it was. I think later on we're gonna change it to actually be an attack where he's crouching while he's attacking. Right now it's like he stands up, which seems a little weird. Yeah. I mean, usually if you look at traditional fighters, the person when they're crouching and you do an attack, they'll like remain crouching, or even if like they do an uppercut or something like that, they'll do an uppercut from their crouching position. So yeah, we need to fix that. Uh, and yes, you can actually hit each other. And certain attacks, like you can cancel them too when you land. Like you can rapid fire this if you hit people, or you can cancel that or this. Um, right now the way I have it set up is if you hit with a light, a neutral light, or a down light, you can cancel that and anything else. But the other attacks you can't cancel. So essentially, it's like that's your that's your pretty much your entire combo right there. There isn't much in the way of comboing going on right now, though. The one thing I have figured out that works is that this has a lot of hits done on it. This launcher. So and also jump canceling. You can jump cancel the neutral hit or the launcher. So you can do something like this. And I think that actually combo. Oh shit, that was the wrong one. I think that actually combos. Yeah. Well, anyway, so the other attacks, you got all the area attacks. You have like the neutral air attack, and you have the forward air attack, which is the one I was just using there. Then you have the upward air attack, and we haven't actually done. We actually don't actually have the down air attack done yet, so it's not in there. Right now, if you hold down an attack, it'll just default to the neutral one. Let's see. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's sort of strange. I mean, this is actually his upward ground up light is supposed to be. I mean, it's a light attack, but I mean, look at that launching power. I think we're probably gonna have to think a little bit in the future about how like exactly the directional attacks stack up between like light attacks and heavy attacks. Like the way I personally have it imagined is like you know how like in a lot of games you might have like a light and the medium and a heavy attack. Well, in this game we only have light and heavy. There's no medium, but I like to kind of think of some of the directional light attacks as kind of medium attacks, like stronger than your neutral light, but not as strong as your heavy stuff. But I mean, this attack right here is kind of getting almost into like heavy territory, so I'll probably have to rethink like probably when we actually make the heavy up attack, like that'll act more like this, and this one will have just it won't have such an upward thrust. But it'll be like a really good anti-air, so if someone's jumping at you, can hit him with it pretty easy. Oh yeah, and also we got the hit stun. Well, so right now the hit stun is like 1 frame of animation. Like there's the over here we got like the that's like that's the animation if you get hit by a medium hit. If you get hit by a low hit, like kind of kind of like leans forward more and his legs are back more. And also again this platform. Also we also have crouch. There it is. It's not working. Why not? Hmm. Ooh. Oh, there we go. Okay. Also we have crouching hit stun. So and there's actually 2 different ones for that even. So there's like one for that. That's if he's getting hit low. And this is if he gets hit high or not hit high, mid. Um, you notice with like if you hit mid on a crouching person, if you look at his face, I don't know if you ever seen this joke, but you ever see like that picture of like John's face and like it's just covered by a bunch of like the word nope over and over again. The face he makes there looks very similar to it. I sort of wonder if that was on purpose. I haven't spoken to the artist who actually worked on that, so maybe it was on purpose. I don't know. All right. Let's see. So that's sort of pretty much all the current stuff that's in this this demo. So this demo should give you a halfway decent taste of like the current state of the game feel. Even if you can't do big combos or special attacks or anything like that, it's just lets you know it lets you know how the game flows and about how it looks, since we actually have things colored in now and some kind of a background. As far as the background goes, in the future we'll have, there will be parallax and, an actual sense of distance when you move around. Obviously, right now it's just a big. Right now, obviously, the background is just one big flat picture. Uh, it'll be more complicated in the future, I assure you. As for other future stuff, obviously, the next things we need to work on are some sort of GUI showing characters' health and showing their health, their current number of lives, and also their meter, their super meter, of course. I need to work on all that. The super meter, the super meter is going to be a bit of work on my part because every character is going to have their own kind of meter, and the thing about that is that I'm probably going to have to end up kind of programming each one individually. I mean, unless I come up with some sort of scripting language. So yeah, so I'm going to like basically reprogram the meter for every single character, which should be a little odd. It kind of actually doesn't feel like very good for my programming. From a programming design perspective, feels a little unsound. But hey, if I think of something better, I'll do it better later. um. Also, as far as attacks goes, obviously we need to do all the heavy attacks, and of course the downward light attack. Also, we need to do grabs, and grabs are going to be a little difficult. Well, I don't want to say difficult, a little time consuming, because they're going to work like Smash Brothers, where you grab someone and then you can just do whatever. It's not like in traditional fighters where you grab someone and they just automatically go through some sort of grab motion. And this is going to be like Smash Brothers, where you grab somebody and then you can just like smack them a couple times, and then you can just throw them in whatever direction you want. So that requires a little bit more in the way of programming, but I should be able to do it, no problem. It's just a matter of time. Then of course we're gonna have to like do things for special attacks like projectiles, because John's got at least one definite projectile, and then he has other attacks that do spawn items that stick around and things like that. So yeah, definitely have to make projectiles work. Also, we need to do. I need to do something as simple as making attacks that can hit multiple times. Because the way the attacks currently work is that when your attack hits an opponent, basically it remembers that that opponent was hit, and then like further frames of animation that have attack hitboxes won't hit anything that it hit previously. So basically I need to make it so that can reset in the middle of attack, so then we can make attacks that hit multiple times and stuff like that. Because like even his forward heavy, like if you I don't know, if you go into thread, you could usually find somewhere the forward heavy animation where he kind of like he lifts his hammer way back behind him, and then just like just does a big downward hit in front of him. Well, like the part where he lifts it up actually does a little hit before the big downward strike, and that's where it's going to be important, even just in a normal attack. So I need to get the multi-hit attacks working. And then finally, for the special attacks, I need to get all the actual special command inputs done. So like, which will mostly be double tap down, double tap up, and quarter circle forward. Double tap forward is not going to be a command input because right now that's being used for dashing, and that I just don't want it. I just don't want that to be confused with other things. Like, what if you want to like dash forward just a little bit and then attack? Like this. If double tap forward, if double tap forward and hitting an attack button activated a special, then doing this would activate a special rather than the normal attack you wanted. So that would be kind of awkward to try and go through the mental and finger gymnastics to keep that all straight and not accidentally do a special when you just wanted to like run forward a little bit and then do a normal. So for forward moving type special attacks, we're probably going to they're going to use a quarter circle forward motion rather than a double tap. Oh, and speaking of whenever I say double tap, you could also substitute that with smashes as well. Like if you're using an analog stick, like let me set that up just now. Like I'm using an analog stick right now. Like I'm not double tapping anything. So like if you just tilt it, if you just tilt it softly, you walk, and if you smash it, you run. So I actually have that working. So if you want to use your analog stick and play it like Smash, you can. If you want to see how that feels. So I believe that's everything for this demo. So hope you enjoyed the explanations, and I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.